In the 1990s, Beijing vanished behind orange dust for more than 80 days a year, schools shut, streets emptied, and entire cities masked up not for disease, but to survive an onslaught from the world's deadliest desert. China's answer was unprecedented, an engineering campaign that locked down billions of tons of sand, reshaping 330,000 square kilometers. How did a project of this scale chase back the Sea of Death, and what price was paid to make the sand finally stop? In the 1990s, dust storms did not just stain the sky, they shut down daily life across northern China. Families in Beijing kept masks by the door, not for illness, but to keep out the desert itself. In some years, the city endured more than 80 days, when stepping outside meant breathing grit so fine it coated windowsills and hospital wards alike. Schools canceled classes, trains halted, and even the most basic errands became a health risk. The Taklamakan, known as the Sea of Death, sent its dunes rolling eastward, swallowing farmland and choking whole provinces in orange haze. Public health warnings became routine. Asthma attacks, eye infections, and respiratory illness soared. The message was clear. The desert was advancing, and no city, no matter how vast, could ignore it. The crisis forced leaders to consider solutions on a scale as massive as the threat itself. The Taklamakan stretches across more than 337,000 square kilometers, an expanse so dry that annual rainfall rarely tops 100 millimeters. In this environment, traditional forestry simply withers. Trees planted without careful planning die in waves, stripped by wind and starved for moisture. Early attempts to tame the desert with scattered plantings failed almost as soon as they began. The challenge demanded a response on a national scale. In 1978, China launched the 3 North Shelterbelt program, a plan to build a living barrier against the desert's advance. The goal was to encircle the northern deserts with a 4,500-kilometer green wall stretching from the northeast to the far west and increase forest cover from just 10% of China's land to 25% by 2050. This was not a single project, but a generations-long commitment to reshape the fate of the land. The next step would require engineering solutions as relentless as the desert itself. Workers fanned out across the dunes, driving bundles of straw deep into the sand in a precise 20 by 20 foot grid. This simple checkerboard, repeated for miles, became the first line of defense against the shifting desert. Each square acts like a miniature windbreak, breaking the force of the gales and forcing sand to settle. Where bare dunes once rippled, these grids slow the wind at ground level, trapping grains and capturing precious moisture. Over time, the straw decays, building up organic matter and holding dew and rain just long enough for hardy seeds to sprout. As one field engineer put it, you give the sand a skeleton and suddenly it stops moving. Without this low-tech foundation, no tree or shrub could survive long enough to take root. Along the Tarim Desert Highway, 86 solar-powered pumping stations draw water from wells nearly 100 meters deep, feeding a network of drip lines that keep 200,000 trees alive where rainfall is almost non-existent. Photovoltaic panels paired with lithium iron phosphate batteries provide enough electricity to run these pumps through the day and into the night, all without burning a drop of diesel. The entire system forms a carbon-free lifeline, turning sunlight into water for an ecosystem built on sand. Some engineers point to the scale, billions of liters raised and forests standing where dunes once ruled, as proof of progress. But one hydrologist warns that every drop that keeps these trees green is borrowed from the desert's ancient water bank. The real question is how long the balance can last. The Tarim Desert Highway cuts a straight line for 300 kilometers through the heart of the Taklamakan, a stretch built on little more than shifting sand. The project cost roughly $250 million, a sum poured into an experiment where civil engineering and ecology had to work as one. Beneath the asphalt, layers of gravel and geotextile fabric form a hidden skeleton, separating the road from the loose dunes below. On either side, dense straw checkerboards, squares about 1 meter wide, anchor the sand and create microhabitats where hardy shrubs can survive. Maintenance is relentless. Crews patrol the length of the highway, replacing decayed straw, repairing irrigation lines, and replanting lost vegetation. Without this constant intervention, sections of the expressway would vanish under the dunes in one season. The highway stands as a test bed, not just for construction, but for the uneasy alliance between human ambition and a landscape that never stops moving. Official statistics tell a story of transformation on a scale few thought possible. Since the launch of the Green Great Wall, sandstorm frequency across northern China has dropped by 82%. Where once dust-choked cities and farmland disappeared beneath dunes, the air now clears, and crops stand a better chance. The Shelterbelts and stabilization projects are also pulling carbon from the atmosphere. Each year, 20,000 tons of carbon dioxide are absorbed by these new forests. For millions living downwind, the difference is measured in blue skies and open roads. These numbers stand as proof that even the world's largest deserts can be held in check, at least for now. International ecologists warn that many shelter belts here are monocultures, rows of poplar and willow chosen for speed, not resilience. In these single-species plantations, biodiversity remains low and pest outbreaks can wipe out entire stands. As one expert puts it, a green desert is still a desert, lush in color but fragile and silent beneath the leaves. China's engineered forests now shield millions from sandstorms, but their thirst drains fragile aquifers. As climate shifts accelerate, every intervention rewrites the desert's future, sometimes faster than we can predict.